What's good, everybody? This is your friendly neighbor, Chad the Maverick, on the internet. Back again on the internet to give you another video on the internet. Happy Aquarius season. If I haven't mentioned that beforehand, I have been gone for the past 3 or 4 days, which I wasn't truly expecting, but Kingdom Hearts came out. And if it wasn't for Kingdom Hearts, I wouldn't even have this channel probably, because that is the first thing that made me question life itself. And I guess it got me pretty far. Maybe not, who knows. But anyway, so I'm coming back this time to touch on another topic that was requested. Oh, before I even get into that, my website is now live. It's live. www.chadthemaverick.com. The link is in the description. Please check out the website. It has everything that I do just there. So just if you want a reading, check that out. Have the natal chart readings, have the past life draconic readings. I have tarot readings, the 10 card. For right now, I'm thinking about doing a Valentine's Day special for that, but I'll get to that probably in the next video. But sorry, I just wanted to say that before I forgot. I'm supposed to market myself or something like that. Anyway, so back to the actual topic. So what I wanted to touch on today was the idea of the empath versus the narcissist, right? Because I've been seeing on certain circles or in spiritual either videos or just on like social media, and it's pretty much saying how narcissists or empaths attract narcissists, and that's that, right? And whereas that is true to a certain extent, I wanted to break down my perspective on that just to shed a little light to it, or maybe just give more clarity to someone's mindset already. I just, I want to give it an open discussion. And just before anything else, I don't, as a disclaimer, I'm not here to point fingers or say anything negative towards either side. I'm just here to kind of give what I've noticed personally, seeing the empath versus narcissist trope in real life. So yeah, cool. So first and foremost, I personally don't believe empaths directly attract narcissists, right? What I think happens is that we live in a culture right now where the first thing that people want to do at the sign of friction towards their ideas or towards what they believe in is automatically labeled as a toxic behavior, right? So let's say, for example, I'm a Sagittarius, right? I love being able to do whatever I want on the fly without having to answer to anybody or anything at all. Like that is what I strive for. I just want to be able to do it. I'm gonna do it, and once I do it, I'll hit y'all up, right? that's just how I am as a person, as like my setup, right? I'm a double Sag. But does that mean I'm going to look at someone who may be like more grounded or maybe on a more emotional scale and just say, if they want me to go somewhere, am I going to stop and be like, oh, they don't want me to go somewhere, they're so toxic, right? I think something that happens is that since we live in this very emotional type of state, we're very vulnerable as a people in this technology age. Ironically enough, like, we're very vulnerable because everything that we've been taught is now kind of all for naught in a certain sense, right? Like, we were taught that going to college will set you up directly to get the job that you want, the job of your dreams, right? But nowadays there's people that are just coming out of high school and getting the job of their dreams, and then there's also people that go to college for 4 or 5 years and now they can't find a job within their field because now they're not qualified with a master's degree. It's crazy how it's working, but that's why I think the real landscape is going straight towards the internet for everything and everyone. But that's another story for another time. But what I'm really trying to get at mostly is that, I was on topic. Word. That's good. Anyway, so what you may find toxic to you may not be toxic to someone else. And here's what I'm trying to get at when it comes to that, right? The empath versus the narcissist trope. Word. So the empath is light workers, people with water and fire placements for the most part, are generally able to be empathetic because they're the most connected to spirit itself, right? They're connected to spirit in a sense where they can feel other people's passions or other people's deep-seated emotions that they try to hide for themselves. So people that are empathetic are typically, they really have a true understanding of what emotion is or what passion is, depending on like I said, the placements, right? But one thing that happens when it comes to like the narcissist is essentially, let's break it down esoterically, right? The narcissist is essentially based off of Narcissus, who was the man in Greek mythology, religion, real life, whatever. Anyway, but in the Greek times, that was, I believe he was Aphrodite's son, but he was so in love with himself that everyone loved Narcissus, right? They were like, oh my goodness, he's the finest piece of fine to ever exist. All the women would woo, even some of the dudes would woo. Like, he was just that dude, period, right? So with that being said, he understood how beautiful he was. But when he finally found his own reflection in the water, looking at himself through that mirror, he fell in love with himself. And he would never leave. So he fell in love with his own reflection to the point where everything else around him no longer mattered by any means. So with that being said, it's like the narcissist takes on that trope, meaning they only have true love for themselves. They're only into their own self-interest. But to a certain degree, right? If you stop and think about it, every person or every being on this planet, even if you're set up to help and serve people, are here essentially for their own self-fulfillment, right? It's just the narcissist does it to an extreme where they neglect the needs or the wants of the other people around them to an extreme degree, right? I'm not talking about the outlier on either end, though. I'm trying to talk about just the energy itself, just to give you like an idea. So I know there are some narcissistic people that are like, whew, but I'm just trying to touch on like the actual, So anywho, the thing about this whole self-fulfillment is that people that are empathetic, although they are trying to reach out to other people, in a sense, that is their own self-fulfillment, because they are trying to give this type of clarity or give this type of emotional balance to another person. But at the end of the day, that's going to emotionally fulfill them, right? So it's kind of interesting how it's like we set up the empath versus the narcissist, or the narcissist or the empath attracts the narcissist. But at the end of the day, everyone is in this sense trying to find their own and their own self-fulfillment. Some people do that through trying to serve others, and other people do that through just living out themselves, right? And I'm sure that this plays out on a higher, more esoteric level, depending on what people's higher selves may be, or maybe they're not living out their higher self and they're just living in a lower time frame. But I think the best way to put it is that for the empath, I just think it needs to be known, because this is something that I struggle with personally myself. Because, and this is a quote that I was told, which really kind of helped change my perspective forever when it came to it. Because when I was younger, I was definitely the person that was like, I want to save everybody. I want to make sure everyone's good. Like, all my favorite things were like superhero stuff. I was very passionate about pretty much helping and saving people's lives in a way, which I mean, I still am, right? I still am. I just found a different lane to do so. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I was told by someone who was mentoring me and by someone who I was actually like helping teach. So it's funny how like I got it from both ends, but they told me that the only way to be a true hero is knowing that you can't save anyone. 1 second. Slow motion for me. Let me stop. But but like the way to be a true hero is knowing that you can't save anyone. Can you bring people into the right circumstances? Yes. Can you help people along the way? Yes. Can you bring a horse to water? For sure. Can you make it drink? No. And that's the main thing. And that's the issue that happens a lot of the times when it comes to empaths and narcissists. The empath, in their mind and in their heart, is like, I want to save and help this person, right? And they'll go out of their way to do so, which is a beautiful thing. And I really appreciate those souls that are so passionate about just like doing that, right? But on the narcissistic side, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, they already think they know everything or have everything under control for themselves. Their whole life can be in shambles. And there's two sides of this, because there's the narcissist people that are extremely confident, like no one can touch me, I know everything, right? And then there's the narcissist that's actually the most broken on the inside, and they don't know how to even start to relate to others or start to even try to communicate. And there's certain things that people need to go through and understand on their own terms and on their own accord, but that's difficult for someone who's empathetic. But the main thing that I'm trying to get at is that when it comes to even trying to intend to help these people who may be quote unquote narcissistic, or it has too much of an ego to really listen to what you're saying, is that you kind of honestly need to just give them the platform and allot them time. But when they start playing games, or when they start knowing that you care, at times they can take that care and use it to bring you around the ringer whenever they want to. So they can understand that, like, oh, this person wants to help me so bad, well, now this person can go do blah 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 for me. You know what I mean? It's like they can take it and run. And I think everyone in their lifetimes plays out a role at some point, right? Or if you're a light worker, or you are a general person who wants to understand every aspect of life, I believe you play out both sides at different points in life, right? In order to even achieve balance, in order to like ascend, in order for someone to reach and do that shadow work, you know, you kind of have to at least play out qualities of both sides at some point in life, right? Doesn't mean you have to play it forever. It could be one instance, it could be two instances, but it's just one of those circumstances where it's like you have to kind of understand both sides of the coin in order to really kind of get the full view, right? Something that, you know, I do personally, I suppose, is that I'll see a situation for what it is, like this way, but then I kind of I take myself out of the situation. I try to go as bird's eye view with it as possible, and then just look at it from a very unbiased standpoint. And when I look at it from the unbiased standpoint, I can understand maybe the places where I'm wrong, or maybe the places where I can improve, or vice versa, the places where the other person may be able to improve, or the other places where I can help give a platform to. You get what I'm saying? Because you can't change that person as a person, but you can allow them the platform and the resources so you can work with them. And I think that's what I want to get across to. So the whole empath versus the narcissist thing, I don't like that narrative personally, but that's just because it's deeper than that, right? Because when we say that when we say that topic, we are disregarding the fact that everyone's kind of responsible for their own self-fulfillment, and everyone should take accountability for themselves in these circumstances. Like, when we start playing the blame game, nobody's right. But when we take accountability for maybe the things or the faults or the situations that we have, is when we find our actual power, because we're able to take our own sovereignty and say, this is, what I might have done. This is something I could have done wrong, but I understand now that we're all trying to improve. This is a human experience. No one's perfect. There's a human experience, right? That's something I even had to learn for myself. Like, we're not perfect by any regards, but we do try. We all try in our own way, but we do try. And I think that's the most important thing. So, let me see. Is there something else? Oh, yeah. So, at the end of the day, ultimately, everyone's trying to do good on their own, or trying to really find what's fulfilling in life. And those who are empaths find it through trying to help others. Those who are narcissistic are the ones that have their own self-interest in mind. But at the end of the day, I think what both of these energies kind of can help play out with each other is the empath is going to be taught that there are time frames where you need to hold yourself accountable and really be in your own in comparison to trying to help everyone else. Because the thing that happens with empaths is that since we try to help everyone out, we tire ourselves out to the point where we'll be giving the last of our water when we don't have any more water. And then so now it's like, all right, now I'm dehydrated, right? Like, I have no more water, but this person has some water, but they're not even happy I gave them the water. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So in comparison, it's just knowing that, like, if you have that one last glass of water in the desert, you drink half, the other person drinks half. That's the thing. For the narcissist, egoist, whatever. I don't even like the term. The term's so like, but anyway, for the narcissist, it's to show them that not everything is just about them, and they do need to open up and learn how to relate in order to like live a successful life, right? Maybe the things going wrong in their life or the things that haven't been working out is because they don't know how to relate. So it's like, once they learn how to relate, instead of them having that cup of water and drinking the whole thing behind like the closed, like the one portion of the desert where they can't see or something, like they're like, drink half, and they're like, hey, I found this for you, right? Or they do it right in front of you, who knows? But the moral of the story is, as an empath, protect your heart. And if you are an egoist or some other person, try to understand that this is an experience for everyone, right? Everyone's a player in this game. So in comparison to us trying to run over each other, we need to at least try to like relate and help each other out. And yeah, I don't have anything else after that, but I hope this helps somebody. If you've been in a empath egoist scenario beforehand, or if you know someone who's more like about it, you just have to give people a space to learn and grow and show through example in comparison to preaching in that circumstance. You know what I mean? Definitely helps more when you just do it in comparison to trying to say this is what you're going to do, so yeah, cool. I'm done with that. I'm about to go play more Kingdom Hearts. Maybe I'll make another video today. I hope I make another video today. I really miss, I know I've only have 2 videos, but I really miss communicating with y'all. So that means that this is something that, is coming from here. So I'm happy about that, if anything else. So, yeah, if anyone does want a reading or to check out my music or to just look at my photography for no reason, check out the website. Please check out the website. It took me so long to get live. Oh my goodness, but it's out, and I'm so happy that it's out, and I'm so happy that y'all are here watching this, and I really appreciate y'all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so I can know who you are, and etc. Get to know each other. Follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back. Send me a DM. We can speak. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a couple more topics come out. Might do a couple Astro videos just so I could peep the game. I don't know, you know how this goes. But yeah, so once again, this is your friendly neighbor Chad the Maverick, signing out to go play video games. Not playing, but signing out. Much love to you all. I appreciate you to actually coming to watch this channel. I'm gonna shut up now. Have a good one. Peace.